Hello everyone, welcome to another session of Tea Time Wisdom, TULASIDALAM. So yesterday we have learned beautiful concepts from this book and today we'll continue learning from this book again. And today's learnings are all about introducing authors, great saints, rishis, Western scientists. Patriji kept all their names and books in this TULASIDALAM. He is suggesting all of us to read. Let us see what Patriji says here. So he explains that the chapter name is Swadhyaya, reading spiritual books. So he explains that, meditation is important and the reading books is also same important as meditation. So when we practice meditation, what happens is we get to understand their experiences. What Patriji is saying is, like, every meditator, when he or she puts his experiences on the book, right, it will become more than a granda, more than a Upanishad, more than a very auspicious book to read. That's why one must read everybody's experiences. Patriji mentioning is here, and also it is going to clear your intellect body. So when you start reading books, when you start understanding, we have so many blockages, right? We have 7 bodies. In that 7 bodies, we have blockages in every body. And then now with the practice of meditation, Svadhyaya and Sajan Sangatya, we are clearing one by one. But when you practice reading books, it will clear out your intellectual body. It is very important, my dear friends. So intellectual body, when we have the right knowledge, right, we take right actions and then we receive right results from it. In the next chapter, let's get into the world of yogis. And the first yogi is Paramahamsa Yogananda. You can see, right? Paramahamsa Yogananda. Patriji mentioned this is the number 1 book to read. Sri Yogananda Paramahamsa has written a great book. Is called Autobiography of Yogi. And in this book, Paramahamsa Yogananda explains, the other day we were discussing, right? Mahavatar Babaji and his role on this planet Earth and the role on this planet Earth to awaken people. He has written beautifully about Mahavatar Babaji in this book. And this book also talks about Yukteswar Giri Maharaj coming to Paramahamsa Yogananda after he vacated his body. So after he vacated his body, he comes to Paramahamsa Yogananda to give the wisdom and knowledge on the other side. So in this book, you will find everything, my dear friends. So this is one of the beautiful book. And Yukteswar Giri Maharaj, he did not come in the energy form. He came in the mass form in front of Paramahamsa Yogananda. And this is what Yukteswar Giri Maharaj did. And then so many experiences are there. So many wonderful experiences are there. How he met Lahari Mahashaya, how Lahari Mahashaya met Mahavatar Babaji. Who is Mahavatar Babaji? Why we are all connected to this clan? And what one must do. There is so much knowledge and wisdom in this book. So this is Yogi Atma Katha in Telugu, but in English it is like Autobiography of Yogi, if you can see. Okay. And the next book he talks about is Living with Himalayan Master, about Swami Rama. So this is also a wonderful book. I read it. So currently I'm reading Autobiography of Yogi. I read it in the past, but I'm reading it again. So every time I read, I'm learning new things, and I'm enjoying so much reading his knowledge and wisdom, taking inspiration from that book for me to improve myself better. So that's my current reading. And second reading, Living with Himalayan Master, just completed that book. So this Himalayan Master, so this master is explored each and every guru in Himalaya. He went to each and every guru in Himalaya. He spent time with them. He saw their tricks, and he saw their the magical powers and the knowledge and the wisdom what he has. And this is a beautiful book. It will give assurance to everyone. anybody can become a yogi. Anybody can become a guru. It doesn't matter. So we do not have to have so many lifetimes of good karma, so many lifetimes of, yes, like there is one aspect of that. But Swami Rama says that within one lifetime, any person can be a yogi. So that's what he mentioned in this book. He meets all the masters. So every master he goes and he comes back to his own master, and his own master asks him, so what did he learn from them? His own master never stopped him from going one guru to other guru. Like, we are all same, right? We want to learn new things and we want to go to new places. We want to see what is there. But at the end, we come to the same place again. At the end, we find out our own truth. That is like, coming back home. So Swami Rama also experienced the same thing. Beautiful experiences in this book, my dear friends. So one must read Living with Himalayan Master. I would like to show you once again. Yeah. So, and this book is very much interested on how to use your powers in order to grow in your spiritual journey. Wherever he goes, every sadhu, he is doing a lot of tapas, like years of practice. And with that practice, they're manifesting very simple things. They are using those powers for very silly reasons. So in this book, they explain that, whatever power we gain, we must use it for our own betterment. So the first day we talked about, right? The intention, intuition, and the power we must use for our own enlightenment first. Then all else will come into the picture. And the third book is my favorite author, Osho. So this book, I think it is in English, From Sex to Super Consciousness. So what Osho is talking about in this book is everybody is getting the happiness in making love, but there is a highest happiness in meeting with divine source. And what Osho said is, if you are a family person, you are still eligible for becoming a Buddha. If you are a Buddha, still you are eligible to live with your family. That is what his message is. That is what Patriji says, right? Samsaramlo nirvanam. That means you can be a Buddha, you can be a yogi while living in your day-to-day life activities, while living with your family, while you are taking care of your roles and responsibility of taking care of your own ones, your loved ones, staying in the family. So that is what Osho is saying in this book. His concept is you can become a yogi anytime you can. So, and also you have to figure it out. Always remember, always figure it out, always try to find where is that highest happiness resides. And definitely the highest happiness resides in divine source, and we must connect to that. And also he talks about Osho again here. So he is a very fearless person. So while, when I was working, my travel time to my work is almost 1 hour. 1 hour. I would play all Osho videos, like the audios in the car, and I would listen to him. So ever since I started listening to Osho, I became so fearless. I became so free, like mentally, I became so free. I don't know. I felt that. So every speech, his speeches are very small, like in YouTube I would find like 10 minutes or 5 minutes, but they were giving a lot of insight on life, lot of insight on what we are doing, why we are thinking this is wrong versus that is wrong. All the crap stuff, whatever was residing inside my mind, was gone. And then what Patriji says about Osho is, he's a very fearless person. He came to planet Earth to break all the belief systems, all the dogmas, all the whatever call you good, whatever they were calling good, he break that. Whatever calling they are bad, he was breaking that too. So he was a person like that, and always newness in his speech. If you listen, always something there is new. There is a fearlessness. There is a no doubt at all. Like there is no doubtful concepts, and how you can be always happy in the present moment. He's always talks about living in the present moment. living in the present moment. His concepts are all about living in the present moment, how you enjoy your life to the fullest. Isn't it, friends? We are all here to enjoy our life on this planet Earth. But are we really enjoying our life? No, right? A lot of rules and a lot of restrictions are there in the mind, and so much fear is there, so much doubt is there, no clarity is there. That's why we are not able to live. But when you read Osho, you will come out of many of those, my dear friends. And Patriji says if PSSM has two eyes, so one eye is Osho, another eye is Lobsang Rampa. So one must also, he says that if you want to live on this planet Earth like very happily, live like a Osho. That's what Patriji says. And the next is Lobsang Rampa. Lobsang Rampa, you must have heard Lobsang Rampa's name from Patriji sir several times. Lobsang Rampa is a Tibetan yogi. In 1979, Patriji had a meditation experience. In that experience, Lobsang Rampa came to him and he asked him to read his books, read his literature. So then Patriji, he started reading Lobsang Rampa's literature, and then he came to know. The first book he started was You Forever book, and that is a favorite book for many. In that, he learned many things, like what is third eye, what is astral travel, what is Akashic records, and what happens after we vacate our body, and what happens when we travel with our astral body. All the information has given in this book, my dear friends. Not only information, but that book will make you to practice, like seeing the auras, traveling, astral traveling, coming out of your body with your soul and going one place to other place. There are so many lovely experiments are there. So please go ahead and read that book and see it for yourself. I did practice a couple of techniques from this book. And again, we are not allowed to use our powers for just doing things, right? But you can experiment for yourself. You can experiment seeing the auras. Are you really able to recognize it and all? Definitely, whatever we do, we are spending energy, and it is important to know where you are spending. So anybody can do. That's what this book says. If you are really interested, if you are really want to know what is happening other side of the world, definitely you can travel. You can go there. You can see the world there. That's what, and Akashic record, you can access your records, your past life records, your future life records, and you can access anybody's record there, actually. How this universe formed, what is the reason behind it. Every knowledge is there in the Akashic records, my dear friends. If you can go to that place and if you can access the records, it will be super cool. It's like watching a Dr. Strange movie. It is so fascinating to read this book. So when you start reading these kind of books, right, like the other side world books and about the third eye books, about astral travel books, then only you will understand the spirituality more. That is what Patriji is mentioning there. So he's a wonderful master. Another time I want to show you Lobsang Rampa. And the next book is called, next author is Richard Bach. You can see, right? Yeah, now you can see Richard Bach. He's the guy. Patriji mentioned that for completeness of spirituality, one must read Richard Bach books. So one of the famous book, anybody wants to put it in the chat? What are the famous books of Richard Bach? I'm sure we all know many books of him. So first book is known as Jonathan Livingston Seagull. This book was referred by many masters, and one of the master we hear a lot from is Newton sir. This book transformed him. Just reading a book, if a person can transform himself into a Buddha, what a blessing, my dear friends, reading. So just that one book changed his perception, and one book changed why we are so limited. One book changed that, there is so much to learn and we can do anything and everything. That's what he learned from that book. And there is another book, Illusion. Illusion is a beautiful book. In that illusion book, Richard Bach, he was like, learning about all this knowledge and practicing spiritual things. And then he decided, if we have so much power to manifest whatever we want, let me ask a small thing. He was sitting in the hotel. He was sitting in the hotel at the restaurant, like he was about to eat his food. The food is coming. So all of a sudden, a thought stuck in his mind. If you are a creator, if I can create anything, okay, let me create something. I want to create a feather. That's what he said. Like simple wish, right? Feather. Like feather is light, feather is simple. So he thought of, I want to see a feather here. And then as soon as he opened his eyes, within no time, a feather manifested in front of him. A small feather manifested in front of him, and he kept his book cover the same. Like he put the feather on that book, illusion book. Beautifully written book, my dear friends. If you can manifest anything and everything with the thought itself and with the feeling, and to create that, we need to have energy, and the entire process he explained. So one little tiny experiment changed his view. We are coming to know about so many spiritual practices and all, right? But he wanted to do experiment. He wanted to become a spiritual scientist. That's what Patriji says, become a spiritual scientist. Then when you manifest something, right, then you will go you will take it very seriously, and you will enjoy that journey, and you will explore more. And that's what Richard Bach did, manifesting one feather. So one must read that book. It's so beautiful book. And he has written so many other books too. Bridge Cross Forever. The book is one, and Running from Safety. So we always look for safety, right? Safety job, safety future, safety insurance, safety this and that. But in this book, they says that, why are we looking for safety? We are not taking care of our life, our consciousness, our divine consciousness is taking care of life. If you think, you are thinking from limited mind, but let the divine consciousness take care of you. Have trust, have faith in you. That's what this book talks about, running from safety. And so from illusion, there is a beautiful quote, my dear friends. I will read this quote, and then we can end. We can go into meditation. So the one quote always, I'm sure. I mean, I must have heard this quotation from Patri sir's mouth several times. Wherever he goes, he speaks about this quotation. The mark of your ignorance is the depth of your belief in injustice and tragedy. Let me repeat that again. The mark of your ignorance is the depth of your belief in injustice and tragedy. So if I wanted to explain in Telugu, so they mentioned that Anyayam Vishadam Anevi Unnayani Miru Yanta Pragadanga Nammite Vastavaniki Antaga Ajnanam Meeku Unnadannamata. That means we see world out there, we see why this is not like this, why that is not like that. There is a problem here, there is a problem there, and okay, my situation is not good, the person is not good, the organization is not good, they are not listening to this, and we cannot book. If you are planning to book something, we cannot book that. Oh, we cannot accommodate so many people. I cannot throw a party for 100 people. So many limited visions, and you see all the complaints out there, right? Things are not good there, good here. So everything, if you see, it tells you how much ignorant you are. When you see there is a injustice, like people are going to jail, people are getting robbed, people are getting suffered. We see why the world is like this. I want to change this world. I want to make it better. You feel that. But it tells you how ignorant person you are. But the only knowledgeable person knows that the world is perfect. The world is perfect already. We are only trying to perfect ourselves, not the world, my dear friends. By teaching all this, by practicing meditation, by organizing things, by conducting things, we are not doing any good for others. We are only doing good for ourselves. We are testing our capabilities. We are testing our patience. We are testing our commitment. We are testing our roles and responsibility. Everything for ourselves, my dear friends. Today you have attended this session. It is just for you. It is just for you that you want to improve. Today I am taking this session. It is just for me. I when I'm reading this, I'm realizing, like, what a great books there are. How many great masters are there? How many books I still have to read, and what are their wisdom? How come they achieved that? Enlightenment. When I am going to achieve it, how should I work towards to achieve that place, right? So all those things I'm going to learn. So that's why it's so important to have in your mind that every experience we are going through, every task we are taking, every achievement we are going to do is to learn something from that, to learn something new from that, and then we move forward, my dear friends. So, and Richard Bach's books are beautiful. And there is a Telugu saying, Patriji mentioned here, Tinte garele tinali, chadvite Richard Bach pustakale chadvali. That means if you want to ever eat anything, just eat. In Telugu, we call gare, but in English, I don't know. What do you call? It's like a spicy donut thing. And then if you have to read any book, the first preference is Richard Bach books. So that's what Patriji is saying. So thanks to all these masters. Today they are all joining us in our meditation, starting from Paramahamsa Yogananda and living with Himalayan Master Swami Rama and Osho, Lobsang Rampa, and Richard Bach, including Patriji.